Our second lesson in this chapter is we're just going to spend a little bit of time on usual versus unusual. And because so many people tend as they get older to visit casinos, we're going to talk a little bit about odds making and how casinos make their money. First of all, usual versus unusual. When we talk about the probability of an event being less than 5%, we define that as an unusual occurrence. We've talked about usual versus unusual in terms of z-scores last chapter. Now we'll talk about it in terms of probability. Of course, this is only a rule of thumb. It's going to obviously depend on the situation that you're dealt at hand. But more often than not, we will say the probability of an event that has a less than 5% chance of happening, we will say is an unusual occurrence. The expressions of likelihood are basically what develops odds making as you move forward. So let's talk a little bit about odds making in the world of what we call gaming, or what most people know as gambling. Most people in Vegas will not call it gambling, they'll call it gaming because in essence you are playing a game. The gaming industry is absolutely one of the most profitable industries in the world. Uh, Millions, billions of dollars are exchanged every year in just Las Vegas and Atlantic City alone, not to mention all the other places that have casinos in the United States and in the world. In fact, in 2012, the American Gaming Association estimated that the gaming industry in profit earned as much as over $37 billion. That is an unreal amount of money. The amount of money that's generated by odds making can be different from casino to casino. Usually, the bigger casinos are going to have different odds making than the smaller ones. The smaller ones want to attract customers more than the larger ones have to. The larger ones typically can attract with all the bells, lights, and whistles just because they just happen to be the MGM Grand or the Mirage in Las Vegas. Odds making is actually very different from what the odds of event actually are. And that's why people will sit there and tell you that the casino will still make money even if you win. Let's talk about some definitions of odds making. Actual odds against are exactly what it says. They are the odds against something happening. We use P of not A over P of A to find those odds. Actual odds in favor, we take the reciprocal of that particular fraction. Those are the odds in favor of something happening. The payoff odds are your ratio of net profit to the betting amount. And the payoff odds, unless for some reason they're not for profit, which you will see occasionally with firehouse casino nights and stuff, they are always less than the actual odds of winning, again, which is why casinos can pull in the money that they do. Find the profit. To find the profit for payoff odds, you could set up a proportion and do some simple arithmetic. Here's an example. You're going to bet $5 on number 13 coming up in a game of roulette. Roulette is the wheel that has the black and white spaces along with the two greens of 0 and 00. The probability of winning is 1 out of 38. Your payoff odds are 35 to 1. We'll find the actual odds against and how much profit you would attain. And if the casino was non-profit, what would you receive? First of all, the odds against. We have the actual odds of not 13, which would be 37 out of 38, over the probability of getting a 13, which is 1 out of 38. So your actual odds against are 37 to 1. You have a 37 to 1 chance of being wrong in this case. The profit, we'll set it up in a ratio of 35 to 1 is x to 5. We cross multiply and solve to get x equal to $175. If the casino was not, and of course, forgive me for forgetting that if you bet $5, you're going to get $180 back because you won $175. If the casino was nonprofit, your payoff odds would be 38 to 1, so therefore you would receive $185 in profit. Your homework in this section is textbook pages 147 to 149, numbers 1 to 4, and 27 to 39 odd.